I was at a secondhand store and I found a Royal 440 typewriter. It's missing these, the G key and the K key finger tab. And they wanted $15 for this machine, and I talked them down to $10. So I tried making a mold of the keys using some plumbing epoxy and then filling it with JB Weld. And it sucked bad. So I started to think about how to recreate the key, and I came up with this, and it's really quite easy to do. The reason I decided to do this video is how often do we find typewriters missing the little keys? And what's even more dastardly are the people that take like the real good stuff, the Underwoods, and they clip the keys off and they make jewelry out of it. I decided to use a wedge, and you can pick up a pack of these for $1. And what I did is I just trimmed off this much off of the end. I just used a saw. I shaped this using sandpaper, a gouge, and a razor blade. And also I hollowed it out a little bit. I have the wedge shape, the larger end on this end and the smaller end towards your body. And I gouged a little hole right there. And I'm going to JB weld it into place, like so.
So, gonna need a little bit of a workspace.
And then you just take a saw and cut off the end. Now, this will actually make 2 keys if you're careful about it. And what I'm gonna
break this in here. I'll do a little cut here. I think I'll even score it. There we go. Okay, so that'll make 2 keys.
We're going to get it to the proper width of the keys, and so I'm going to sand one edge here. I'm going to go ahead and do the top and the bottom, just make it look better while we're working. And let's see, this side is nice and square, well, relatively square. And now we're going to start trimming this. I accidentally trimmed one of these down too far, and it bothered me that it was just a little bit too narrow. It was just a tiny bit narrower than the other key. It's probably 1/16 of an inch, and I decided to just do it over because it's kind of fast. It's not even a big deal. Alright, so I'm going to check it. And good. We are going to square it up nice and neat as possible. And it's got a little bit of an angle on it. Close enough. And next one on width. Gonna sand the bottom. Oh, hold up. The narrower end is going to be the bottom, so, or the part towards your body, if you need some orientation. I made a mark with a pencil, and on this one I just eyeballed it, and I just kind of kept checking it over here. And let's go ahead and start hogging this out. Okay. Now when you go in across a grain, it's pretty rough. And We're just taking some of this off, and then we're going to sand the rest off.
Snapped under the force of the words that she had written, and she written them on a typewriter. Now he is forgiven. He is forgiven.
Close enough. Now we're just gonna sand.
He was given, and he's sorry he didn't try harder. The moon was in the sink when he got back all sleepy. Creeped through the house at midnight with the toxic jet-lag check. The puffing didn't wake her up. The puffing didn't wake her up. When he got back at midnight, the typewriter river snapped under the force of the words that she written them on a typewriter. Now he is forgiven. He is forgiven. He's made a mess of everything he was given, and he's sorry he didn't.
Now the finger tabs have a little concave groove in them. You're going to need a small gouge of some sort. So anything where you can do a little bit of carving with should be okay. Something with a round edge and not like a V shape though would be better. The way I'm going to do this is just going to start from the edge and go to the center. It doesn't have to be too deep, but it's got to be enough. So just a nice gradual. I'm going to go straight to the edges too.
When he got back at midnight, the typewriter ribbon, the typewriter ribbon would have snapped under the force of the words.
I'm going to gouge out a little hole in the back, just something that's going to hold a little bit of JB well. I'm going to go quite a bit deeper.
He is forgiven. He's made a mess of every good thing he was given, and he's sorry he didn't try harder.
We're going to use the slow set JB well. The slow set creates this rock hard epoxy that is impossible to break. They do have quick set that sets fairly fast. I'm concerned it may drip down, but hopefully it won't. If you haven't discovered the joys of JB Weld, you really should. One of their advertisements is that some farmer had blown some sort of camshaft in the motor of a tractor, and he couldn't afford the new camshaft. So what they did is they put JB Weld on it and they machined it down. I don't know if that's urban legend or not. I've decided to use just a small amount so it doesn't drip too much. Place the key on there, and I'll level it up after I get the other key on. And I'm just going to set it. Here's the other key. square as I can. Let's give this a little twist. Here's our two keys.